What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. So, Sugar Ray Robinson, who was originally named Walker Smith Jr., was born on May 3rd, 1921. He is widely recognized as one of the greatest boxers in history, known for his impeccable technique, speed, and power. Robinson's career set the bar in professional boxing, creating a legacy that has inspired generations. His journey from poverty to six-time world champion across two weight classes is a story filled with grit, resilience, and an indomitable fighting spirit. Walker Smith Jr. was born in Georgia during a period when opportunities were limited for African Americans, especially in the South. When he was still young, his family moved to Harlem, New York, seeking a better life. Life in Harlem was tough, but it was in these streets that he found his calling. Boxing offered a path out of hardship, and the young Smith took to the sport naturally. Robinson started his amateur career in Harlem's Police Athletic League. Since he was too young to enter tournaments legally, he borrowed an older friend's identity and used the name Ray Robinson on his fighting card. His style quickly earned admiration, and a sports writer famously described him as being as sweet as sugar. From then on, Walker Smith Jr. became Sugar Ray Robinson, a name that would resonate worldwide. By the end of his amateur career, Robinson had an incredible record of 85-0, with 69 wins by knockout, 40 of which were in the first round. He had already become a Harlem legend before turning professional in 1940 at just 19 years old. Sugar Ray entered the professional ranks with a bang. By 1941, just 1 year into his career, he had already defeated the former world champion Sammy Angot. He continued to build a record-breaking winning streak and soon had a series of impressive victories under his belt. Robinson's unmatched speed, skill, and strategic mind made him a terror in the ring. His combinations were fluid, and his footwork was so sophisticated that he appeared to dance around his opponents. In 1946, Robinson claimed the welterweight title, securing his position as one of boxing's elite fighters. He dominated the division with relative ease, rarely encountering an opponent that could challenge his abilities. Sugar Ray's style was revolutionary. His combination of offense and defense, his ability to move in and out of range with ease, and his devastating counters made him an unstoppable force in the welterweight class. During this period, Robinson developed a following that went beyond sports enthusiasts. His charisma, combined with his Harlem roots, resonated deeply with African American fans, and his flashy style, driving pink Cadillacs and dressing sharply, made him a cultural icon. One of the most defining periods of Robinson's career was his rivalry with Jake LaMotta, known as the Bronx Bull. LaMotta was tough, relentless, and known for his ability to take a punch. The two fighters met 6 times between 1942 and 1951, with Robinson winning 5 of their bouts. Their battles were brutal, filled with grit and intensity. LaMotta was one of the few fighters who could go toe-to-toe with Robinson, and their bouts were often close. Their final encounter, known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, took place in 1951 and is considered one of the most intense fights in boxing history. Robinson delivered a punishing performance, winning the fight by technical knockout in the 13th round after hitting LaMotta with a relentless series of punches. Despite the battering he took, LaMotta famously refused to go down, cementing his own legacy as a fighter with one of the most toughest chins in boxing history. Their rivalry was later immortalized by Martin Scorsese's film Raging Bull, which dramatized the intensity and grit of their bouts. Robinson was not content with simply dominating the welterweight division. In 1951, he moved up to the middleweight, a rare transition at the time. He quickly found success and won the middleweight championship, defeating LaMotta in their 6th and final fight. Over his career, Robinson would win the middleweight title 5 times, setting a record that would stand for decades. His versatility and ability to adapt to different weight classes demonstrated his all-round boxing mastery. Robinson attempted to make history by moving up yet another weight class to fight Joey Maxim for the light heavyweight title. The fight took place on an incredibly hot night in Yankee Stadium, with temperatures reaching over 100 degrees. Robinson dominated most of the fight, outscoring Maxim and controlling the tempo. However, the extreme heat took a toll, and Robinson began to suffer from heat exhaustion. By the 13th round, he could barely stand. He was ultimately forced to retire, making the only time in his career he couldn't finish a fight. Maxim, who had trained in these grueling conditions, was better able to withstand the heat and won the match. Despite this loss, Robinson's performance in that fight was only added to his reputation as a warrior who dared to challenge the limits. After the Maxim fight, Robinson took a break from boxing and tried his hand at show business, performing as a singer and dancer in nightclubs. His transition into entertainment wasn't as successful as he hoped, and he ultimately decided to return to the ring in 1955. Robinson's comeback was met with enthusiasm, and he continued to perform at an elite level, recapturing the middleweight title multiple times. Despite being past his physical prime, his skill and experience allowed him to stay competitive with the best fighters of his era. Even in his 40s, Robinson continued to thrill fans with his performances, showcasing a level of endurance and determination that few could match. By the time he retired for good in 1965, Robinson had amassed a professional record of 173 wins, 19 losses, and 6 draws, with an astounding 108 knockouts. His record remains one of the best in the history of the sport.